Happy Father's Day, everyone, on a beautiful Father's Day 2024. Father's Day 2024. You know, at our church this morning, Midway Hills Baptist Church, our preacher Chopper McCartney, it's really kind of ironic as I look through there, and this is June 16, 2024. And Chopper was preaching out of 1 Kings, 2nd chapter. And as I turned to that chapter in my Bible, the story that was being told was about King David, and when he was about to die, he was much advanced in age, very old, and he was given instructions to his son Solomon on what he needed to do, how he needed to live his life. And it was kind of really ironic as I look back, as I turned over to that chapter, I got Chris her Bible and turned to 2 Kings, 1 Kings in her Bible, and turned over there to it and just laid it in her lap there in her chair. And I turned over to mine, and then I noticed that June 16th, 2019, 5 years ago, was Father's Day. I'd written in there, and Chopper preached on that exact same scripture. So it told me that that's a really important scripture. You know, Chopper's preached 2 sermons on that. And actually, 5 years ago, Father's Day fell on June 16th, just like it did this year, and it didn't mean a whole lot, but it's kind of ironic that June 16th, and great chapter for Chopper to preach on. So I thought I'd talk about it just a second, because one of the principal jobs of a father, fathers have lots of jobs. I've kidded all along when I pay for things that I don't really know a whole lot about the finances in our family, because my job has been simply to make money. And it is a father's job to make a living for his family, provide for his family, put a shelter over their head, put food on the table. That is a big job of a father. But a father's job, really and truly, is to do what King David was doing to Solomon. Tell him how he should live his life. Tell him what kind of person he should be. And I think that's what's missing in a lot of America nowadays, is so many homes without a family. So many homes are broken down, and we don't have that father to go ahead and give that talk and teach that child, that son or daughter, how to live his life or her life. And it's real critical. So I just want to talk just a second to all you dads out there. I hope you're having a fantastic day out there. But your job as a father is to train those kids that you've raised or you're raising up to live a godly life, to live a life that will be productive, to live a life that will honor God in everything that they do. And you will raise children that will turn into men and women that will pass that on and do that in generation after generation after generation. And we're missing a lot of that here in the United States of America right now. There's a big war against the family. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a big war against the family. Many of the politicians are doing things to try to tear families apart, because they feel like it's a way, if we could split things apart in this nation, it's a way to gain power. You know, it's a put various races against each other, put men against women, tear down families and put things against each other. But the family is the foundation of what's holding America apart. And so it's your job as a man out there, as a father in a household, to raise your kids and teach them how to be the kind of people that God wants them to be, the kind of people that God intended them to be when He blessed you with that son or daughter in the first place. You know, I lost my dad January 18th, 1990. 1990, I think about that, my word, that's 34 years ago, a long time ago. Yet his impact on my life, the things he said, the things he did, the way he lived, the way he operated his life, those things have an impact on me every single day here 34 years after he's gone on to be with the Lord. And so that's just how important you men really are. This is your day. You get maybe some special desserts. You might get taken to dinner. My son Jamie called me. I started getting texts early this morning from folks about Happy Father's Day, and certainly from my own kids, but I got them from a lot of the other kids that were hanging around my kids and still run around with my kids. Wish me a Happy Father's Day. And I'm not their father, but at times I said things or did things or showed them things or lived the life in the way that that they feel like I'm partly their father, even though I'm not. And it's really something when you get something like that, because you feel like that you've had a difference in people's lives. And that's what you were put here for as a father, is to have a difference in your life. That's why God blessed you with those kids in the first place, is because you're the kind of person to be able to raise those kids right. You're the kind of person to be able to pass on your great attributes and your great qualities that you have. So take that job very seriously. And Jamie called me. He had just left Bass Pro Shop, and he said he just left Bass Pro Shop and been Father's Day shopping, and he told me a couple of chairs he got and this that he got, and he said, we're getting ready to go to Olive Garden. And I sure wish Chris and I'd have been with him, because that's her favorite restaurant, is Olive Garden. But they were getting ready to go to Olive Garden. They just called. We were talking on the phone. He said, well, I've got to hang up, Dad. They got us a seat here. We're going to be able to sit down and eat. But his family, his wife Mandy, his daughter Jordyn, taking him to Bass Pro Shop. And Jordyn's always ready to go to Bass Pro Shop. I promise you, she got some Father's Day gifts for herself at the same time. But and then taking him out to dinner, which is that means a lot to a man when that happens. Just a pat on the back, taking your dad out to dinner means more than a fancy present that you give them. Just showing them that you love them. But you guys take this fatherhood really, really special and really, really serious, because you have an impact that will last through generations. Little things that you say and do, the way that you act around people, the way that you act when somebody does you wrong, you will have a giant impact on people's lives, a giant impact for many, many years. Grandkids and great grandkids and generations on down the line. Things that you taught your son or daughter will be passed on. Make their life better, make the world better, make the world better. That's just how important fathers are. And Father's Day is special. It's when we get patted on the back a little bit, but it's another day to reflect back on how we live our life, what kind of example we set. And with kids, and you got to have kids to be a father. With kids, it's what we show them, much more than it is what we tell them. I remember many, many, many things that my dad's told me, all the way from 10 or 11 years old or younger on up until the day that he died. Those things pop into my mind. But how you live your life, how my dad lives his life, how I live my life, how you live your life is how you're teaching your kids to live their life. And I think back at reading those first 2 or 3 verses, and I think we only went through the first 4 verses there. One of the key things that King David told Solomon was to be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. Not, big guns, but strong. Strong in the Lord, strong in your faith, strong in your resolve to do things right. Be strong in the Lord. And that's a key thing right there. If you are a man that is strong in the Lord, you're going to raise the right kind of kids. You're going to raise the right kind of kids. And he told them to always follow the Lord's laws and guidelines that he set down, which is what we have today. We call the Holy Bible. We call the Bible. That's God's laws. That's God's words. He tells us how to live our life in every situation. So, men, just want to pass that message on to you. It was a great sermon this morning. Raise your kids in church. Show your kids how they're supposed to act. Encourage them to do the right thing all the time, not just occasionally. And you'll one day wake up with some amazing young men and women that are your kids, And you'll look down at some amazing grandkids and great-grandkids, and that will go on way after you've left this earth and gone on to be with God. So, men, happy Father's Day out there. Happy Father's Day. Summertime's arrived in Oklahoma, no doubt about that. 95 degrees out here as I'm speaking right now. Heat index about 100. But here's the deal. We've got some couple of cool days coming this week. I think they're Wednesday and Thursday when the highs are only going to be in about the low 80s. And the great thing about that is I've got those 2 days planned to go fishing. So that's what I'd encourage some of you fathers to do. You might want to take some of your kids fishing if you have a couple cool days wherever you live. If you live here in southern Oklahoma, got a possibility of a little rain those 2 days. And as it turns out, I think that's Wednesday and Thursday when those are happening. As it turns out, I've got a really, really great friend of mine, Billy Cheek, and his beautiful wife, Janice. Haven't seen them in a while. I visited with them on the phone and by text a little bit, but haven't seen them in quite a while. They're going to come down here to the ranch and spend a couple days with Chris and I. And that's really, really important. I was talking to her on the way. I said, you remember that Billy and Janice is coming this week, don't you? And I said, I sure do. I'm looking forward to seeing them. And I'm going to take them fishing. Janice is a great fisherman, great bass and gal fisherman. Obviously, she did well in those bass and gal tournaments for many, many years. And Billy, great fisherman himself. And he's the one that taught Janice how to fish, or maybe he learned how the way Chris and I did. We learned how together, and I think because they've been married for an awful long time too. Great Christian man. He is from Louisiana, so we probably will eat some crawfish étouffée while he's here. That'll probably be happening. We're going to go fishing and just spend a couple of days with him, and I'm really looking forward to it because I told Chris, I said, you know, honey, a lot of the friends that we've known for a long, long time, a lot of them we hadn't seen in a long time. And it's such a good deal to see them because some of the friends that you see, that you don't see very often. They don't live in your neighborhood. They don't live around there. You don't see them at church. You don't see them around town. Run into them occasionally. Live in other states. As you get a little bit older, you realize that you might not see them again. We get a call almost, I'm sure, every week, and sometimes 3 or 4 times a week, of a friend that we've lost somewhere in Florida or in North Carolina or in Virginia or in Texas or right here in Oklahoma. And so spend time with your friends. That's a really good thing to do. I'm looking forward to Billy and Janice being here. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get to do some fishing. And I'd give anything if Chris could get out there in a boat and fish with us. She's not going to be able to do that, but she's sure going to enjoy the fact that we're out there getting to catch a few fish. And so I told Billy when we've set up this deal, when he's coming to visit for a couple of days, that I said, we'll catch a few. And he said, I sure like that catch a few part. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely catch a few. So that's going to happen this week in those couple cool days we have. And God just gave us those days. We had this planned for the last couple of weeks. And as I looked at the weather, you know, I looked in there and 82 and 83, 82 and 85, something like that for a high. And we should have a little cloud cover in there. The fishing should be fairly good. Fishing is getting more difficult. Those of you that are fishing right now, if you'll notice, the fish are moving down deeper as this summertime sets in. I think it is officially summer sometime this week. I don't know, maybe around the 20th or something. I'm not sure. But I think it's officially summer. But can I tell you, it's been summertime here in Oklahoma. Chris went with me to work yesterday at Baumgart's in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Ardmore's only about 30 miles down the road here. Lots and lots and lots of people came by. We worked there from 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we had people solidly that entire time. We didn't have maybe 5 minutes every now and then here and there where we didn't have some folks there, and we had a lot of folks there quite a few times. Sold out all the Catch the Better Life books that we had. I took a couple boxes down there with me, and we sold out all of those. The people at Baumgart's there were so nice and friendly. I'll be at a few more Baumgart stores coming up. I think be in Ada and also be in Durant and Pryor, Oklahoma. I've got those 3 Baumgart stores scheduled, so I'll be in those areas. You'll be sure and come by and visit when I'm there. All of them, I'll have my beautiful Expressway Ram truck there. I'll have my Ranger Rotella, Shell Rotella Ranger boat there, brand new Shell Rotella Ranger boat. I have fished out of it 4 or 5 times right now, and I get to fish a couple more days this week. But thank you so much to all of y'all around this area that came by. We had a lot of people from Marietta, Locust Grove, Ardmore, of course, all around this whole area. So even some people came over from Tishomingo, which is a pretty good ways to drive. But thank you so much for all of y'all that come by and visited. I treasure those moments to spend with y'all, and many of y'all talk about people that are 50, 60 years old talking about watching that show since they were 7 or 8 years old. Jimmy Houston Outdoors in its 47th year right now. We are producing shows for 2025, which will be our 48th year on national television, and we're excited about doing all of that. And be fishing with Roland Martin here pretty soon. Going down to Toledo Bend week after next, so we'll be fishing down there a little bit. Y'all be seeing Roland and I fishing together and having a lot of fun. But men, just enjoy this Father's Day out there. Have you a great time. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your beautiful wife and your kids. And just remember how special you are in this world. How special you are in this world. All of us men know what a treasure a mother is. But can I tell you, guys, you're very, very important. God put you here on this earth for very specific reasons, and He blessed you with kids and gave you the ability, gave you the time, gave you the want to to raise those kids in the right way. He's trusting you with some of his most prized possession. Raise them right, raise them good, show them how to live, and most of all, just love them. And remember, I sure do love you.